All right, morning team, morning everyone. Let's get into it. Lots to go through this morning. All right, as expected, although it's taken some time, we're starting to see this reaction, this high volume node up here. We failed to break out yesterday into the LVN. Unfortunately, we didn't sweep all this liquidity. We got a little piece of it before coming back inside. All right, and we're going to do the same dance the other side of this now. All right, and the question is, are we going to go into some consolidation here before we decide what we're doing next? All right, so what we would expect is to see the same as we had before. We'd expect something like this to start forming out, and then market can then make a decision of what it wants to do. All right, and if we see this, then I'm going to suggest the whole thing was the biggest bull trap and squeeze out we've seen for a very long time, but we'll see. All right, so what we're watching this morning is as we come down towards this 5-day and LVN, are we going to rotate this range back inside, or are we going to see increased sell pressure? We do have a pivot here if we think structurally. All right, we do have a pivot here, it can hold. If we see increased sell pressure, then I expect the move to come all the way down to 28,800. All right, so that's what we're going to watch today. Let's go over what we're in, what's weak, and why we're moving this way. All right, let's just go to this first. All right, so hourlies are doing what? Well, they've left Wednesday's value. All right, and we've now left Tuesday's value, this huge squeeze up day. In fact, let's just get rid of this. We don't need you. We've left Tuesday's value, and we are trading back into the midpoint. Anyone who has done the course will know this is classic weekly model, high of week. Think about what we failed to close and hold above and where we are now. All right, this is very, very classic move. We're coming back down to test previous week point of control. All right, and we are thin here all the way down. Now, the expected move is down here towards sort of 200s, and we'll see here if the market wants to bid out of this structure. All right, but at the moment we are negative gamma, and if it doesn't and they continue to have to sell the underlying asset, then we might see a deeper move down all the way potentially down here. That would be asking a lot, but if the market freaks out and panics, we can come down here. Now, I'd be more inclined to think what we're probably more likely to see is some form of bid form here and a drive back up, and in here might just be consolidation for the day. But if we get increased sell pressure, I would not rule out, right, this move here. I don't think that's what we're going to get, but I'm just warning you now. So if you're going to buy these dips for the reversal this morning into here, you need to wait for it to confirm and hold, and you've got to have straight risk there. You have to be tight. If we bring this down now, you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, neg gamma. All right, we flipped here. Right here, 715s, failed to reclaim it. That happened after hours. Again, on the earnings report, all right, didn't beat enough. More and more problems in chipland, and they're just punishing them for that as we come back down in. So either we're going to see this, all right, if we do see that, remember that squeeze can happen very quick because we're neg gamma. So if we do turn around, they have to buy it, the underlying asset. If we lose this and we lose expected move, then I expect deeper washes for the day, and we can look at 29,000, 28,800s. All right, I'd expect that to happen tomorrow or next week if we're going to do that, but you never know. So let's have you prepared in case. All right, moving up to lower time frame, and let's have a look what's going on everywhere else. Let's flip this over. Let's move this to a 5-minute. Let's get the flow zones back on. Let's see what's going on here. All right, ES. Just filled its gap. So relative strength there. No gap down on ES. Still in a range here. If we zoom out of this, all right, it's got a long, long way to go to come and back test its breakout here. Whenever you're ready here, TradingView. Thanks very much. Yeah, it's got a long way to go to come and back test this, but we are still in a range in ES, relative strength right now on the hourlies. So we'll see. You can see where we're packed in. Be aware of that if you're trading ES today. All right. Break above and hold. Re-squeeze out. All right. Failed to break above. Trade the range. Break below and fail. Back inside the range. Break below, stay heavy. Moves down, and you're targeting 220, and then maybe even the RBS back down towards 700. All right. So lower time frame. Still in a range, right? So you're going to wait to see, do edges play inside, do edges play inside, or do you see continuation trades or continuation trades? All right, that's what you've got to wait for. You just let it make its decision. All right, let's have a look. See here, spiders, same story. All right, relative strength. You can see we've not even repriced any of that squeeze out yet. That's very, very strong. All right, very, very strong. Obviously not affected the same way as NQ with the chips. We keep talking about broader market's been healthy. We're starting to see like quite a big bid in biotech and some other sectors. All right, so what you're watching here is the same kind of thing. Is it going to be this? Is it a rotation? Or is there actually follow through today? Qs, to make it very simple for you. All right, we're coming back down. I'm going to have to flip all of these. I'll do it later. So we got to get a bit of a rush on here, but we're coming back down again on the hourlies into some of these key pivot ranges where we would somewhat expect some form of bid to start coming into this market, but it doesn't have to. Like we talked about before, on the way up, we didn't care about any of the structure. It might be the same on the way down where we are not going to care about any of the structure. We will see. It all depends what they want to do with it today. Let's have a look at the Dixie. It's tried yesterday to get back to this SBR or the over under level. We failed. All right, or earlier in the week, last week, we failed, and now we're building out a range. I'm still not ruling out another attack into this. So we'll see. We're starting to curl here. If we don't make a lower low here, I kind of expect it to come and back test this again. So we'll watch that on the Dixie to see if that comes in. If that comes in, we're going to see weakness in this market. Crude, trying to hold on. We've been promised that this deal is going to happen this week. It's 24 hours away. It's 24 hours away. It's 24 hours away. We've been hearing that since fucking March. And the market seemed to react to it like, you know, dumb schmucks. Well, we haven't seen anything. So we will see here. You know, I don't think we break lower until we actually see a deal done. So really, this is a big drive and a 50% pullback and can still hold. So I think we're in a holding pattern here, macro-wise, until a deal is done or isn't done or isn't done. All right. VIX, big swipe up yesterday, came into that level, dumped back down. Don't know what caused that. Someone was stuck. Some volatility came into the market. We're still holding 16s. That's a dampening market. That's okay to drive higher all the time that's happening. If we have a look at the mags here, starting to roll over a little bit. We didn't sweep the highs, all right, and we're starting to roll over lower time frame. Now we can build liquidity out down towards here for that drive back up. So we'll see if they come back for a 67 or 65 retest before seeing something like that. If they fail and then can't get back above 67, that's where the problem starts to come in. So lower time frame today, you want to watch yesterday's lows and week lows, Tuesday lows. So we'll be watching these areas here to see if a bid forms. If we start breaking below this, it's going to be problematic. Let's see if it will let me put an alert on mags. Still, Trading View's alert's not working. This is just fantastic, Trading View. What do we pay for? All right, SOXX, let's go to SOXL. Right, coming back down inside as well off the SanDisk earnings report and some of the others all getting punished here. Right, failing this node now, so over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. Right, coming back to 125s. If they can't bid this out, you can see where we're going to come. All right, all the way down we come. All right, I expect some form of bid out, but it might not be today given the overarching pressure on these names. Software stays strong if it can hold this pivot. All right, it stays strong if it can hold this pivot. This is profit taking. I would say it's probably about 50% pullback here. You'd want to see it hold this pivot around the 98s to come for an upside leg. If it can't do that, come right back to where we broke out from. All right, so this is our RBS zone. That's 50%. If we can't hold this pivot, we're going to come right back to where we came from. Let's try and get through these individual names quickly here. All right, Apple, gapping up, starting to try and drive back upside. All right, starting to try and fill in some of this work from the earnings. Again, range here, consolidation. All right, you've got higher lows here. Here's your edge. All right, if they hold above the 15s, you can see 20s, and then 30s would be the final target. I wouldn't say in one day, I just mean overall. If they can't, if it's a fail break and they come back down inside, then they're going to come test the bottom side of the range. So you can watch that to see if we hold above this range or not today on Apple. Amazon, second leg pullback's been completed here. The question is, All right, really, how much of this does it want to fill in after the giant move? If it's no more and we see this, then we're going to see that upside move. Remember, I'm watching this around this area to see if they hold, whether I want to rebid this and add into my swing long position for more. So I'm interested the next 24, 48 hours, see how we act. Goog, I think, got overly punished here, but we'll see. Maybe one leg more down into here and then see if they can hold it. This has been our over-under for months and months and months, but at the moment, not breaking previous day's lows, which is a good sign. But if we get a previous day low break, I expect even a move down into here and then to see some absorption on Goog. All right, I think we're going to see a two-leg pullback before we see relief. Meta, same kind of story. Coming back in, it's looking pretty rangy up here. Fail break higher, no break lower, digesting the move. Basically the same as the NQ, digesting the move. Microsoft, same kind of story. All right, we're watching this pivot low here from Tuesday. All right, we drove out from that. If they hold that pivot low, we're just going to expect higher prices. That's our swing low right now, Tuesday's low. All right, so we're inside range. If buyers are willing to buy this, then we're going to see upside pressure. Nvidia, let's see if they got hit with the rest of the semis. Doesn't look like it, just holding inside range. Slight gap up there in Nvidia. So you can watch, see if they break out through 222s today, 223s for that upside lift. Downside, again, wants to hold yesterday's close for strength. Tesla, well, that looks awful. That is you fail to hold the range. That's what it looks like when you fail to hold a range. I'm going to assume there was news there this morning. Have a look in a bit. Coming back to potential RBS zones, so we'd watch to see if they hold a bid here at 17s or 10s. If you are short in that for whatever reason, you want to be covering some here into 17s and then seeing if you can get down into 10s. I'm assuming that's moving off SpaceX. I haven't even looked, but I just thought we're opening today with a bigger float, aren't we? So we'll see what SpaceX does with that today. It's the first day that some insiders can start selling. So we'll see if they can hold the bid on SpaceX now that the float will be considerably bigger. Trading view feels like a dog today. What is going on here? There we go. All right, folks. So we'll see if a bid forms down here. This is the expected move anywhere down here. If there is some form of bid that starts to form or not, or possibly not. Maybe no bid at all. Also very, very possible, isn't it? All in good time, my friends. Make sure we got everything on here. And get you guys up on the screen so I can see you. Right, about 15 seconds here, folks. Let me just zoom some of these charts in. Right, semis coming into RBS. MAG opening up flat. Q's coming into RBS. SPY on PDC. I'll see if there's a flush and a hold or not in this market here this morning. Right, seller at these lows already being absorbed. I would like a drop lower if we're going to be a buyer today. I'd like a little run lower to scare everyone out if we're going to play the range. Lots and lots of selling in here at the moment. All right, semis breaking lower here to start the day. Huge selling down here. Let's get the bubbles on. All right, first response there. Lots of selling down at these lows. I would like to see us do more than a little wick there. I'd like to see like a flush lower and then see if absorption comes in on this tape like this. This is better. So let's see if they can run this down. Semi's breaking. And then I want to see if there is a response. I'm not going to short down here into an RBS, so I'm looking to see if bears really try and accelerate the market lower and then fail. And if there is a squeeze and some kind of response. What's going on there? You can't open. Great. Come on, Ninja. Can we get you open? Is that the same indicator? Gonna have to look at that. It's a new one that I've been working on, which tells you when there's absorption and stuff. I keep getting error messages firing on it in the mornings, so it doesn't like something. All right, more selling at these lows. Mag's starting to find a bid here. Semi's heavy, so we're going the opposite way. Mag finding a bid, semi's heavy, IGV heavy. There's your divergence to start the day. As we come into these sort of expected move territory down here. Doesn't mean we can't trade lower. Is there much below? There's not a whole lot below, but we'll see. This really depends how much panic come into the semiconductors here. Huge selling continues here. And we're now into 2 week ago's range. And if we keep losing this bid, we're going to come all the way down to 28,800. So this is the flush I was looking for this morning. I want to see if there is an attempt here from buyers. As in an attempt to find a bid here from buyers. That's the first sign of it. Into where these sellers are. That's the first response. I'm just going to wait here a minute, give it a minute to sort of settle down. Mag's coming into that 120 level. So Mag's also going negative delta here. So we have to be very careful. Market neg delta, we can go lower and lower than we think. But this is the first response. This is where the sellers were. There is a seller at the low. Auction at the low does look good. I'm just going to wait to see if this comes back in a bit and see if we can hold rather than just a rip out of this, please, market. If we can just come back in a little bit and see if they're willing to hold a bid here. Where's that seller? He's at 50s. Here's the acceleration. This is into the 300s. This is where the other sellers are. If we get through this, we're going to start squeezing. Hopefully we come back in and prove to us that it can hold a bid between 60s and 50s here. That'd be the first sign. I'm not going to get long yet. I just want to see if it can hold a bid there. That might have been it. Might have missed it. Might be gone. Moving very quick here on the tick. There, it's gone. This thing will probably come and test New York Open now if it's going to leave me behind. So expected move holding. Back to, here it goes. Fucking hell. Well, it's a good read. Just couldn't get filled. There it goes. There it goes. So it's what we're looking for, some kind of trap down here. They did trap and they never gave me this. They just went, okay, bye. And there it goes. So that's where I wanted to try and get long. Market, man. It's crazy. You get like a nanosecond to get in or it is gone, 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 gone. It's like an NSYNC song. I will wait to see if we can come back and retest 300s down towards 275s, I guess now. That is funny. That was the relief. All right, buyers coming in at the high, so we're rotating current range. So you should have got some out there if you had the ability to of your long. You should be paying yourself some money and then holding runners, and this thing can come all the way back up now. Hopefully it can get some form of re-entry here. At the moment we're a straight squeeze. Why? Because we're neg gamma and we've put in a little short-term bottom, so they're now having to buy back the underlying asset. So we're going to move fast today, folks, on neg gamma. Unfortunately can't get entry here, and we are up and away. Hopefully some of you got it. Here it goes. Right, that's your 150 pointer plus now. That was the turnaround. So you're up about 150 points here. If you get through Globex, you can target VWAP here, 470. That will be 200 points. And then you can target previous day low, 520s. So here it goes. So it's going to be a 200 to 300 pointer to start the day for you guys. Should we short? No, why would you short? Get out of the chat. Get out. If you think because you're not one side, you need to take the other, that's how you're going to lose money forever and ever, mate. There were longs today. That's what we were looking for. Unfortunately, it's gone. It's happened. In fact, goodbye, chat. I'm not going to start the day dealing with that. I'm going to focus on the trades. All right, let's see if this wants to come back in and hold. Nice turnaround on semis back through New York Open. MAG extending to the upside. It's a nice move on MAG. They are coming into a put wall here. There's 69s. If they can get back through that, it would be very, very healthy for them. I would love this to come back down a little bit. Would be very, very nice. And we can think about bidding it if it wants to be kind. Are you willing to come down? Last big buy was at 400s. I want to come under him. I want to come lower. We're just holding every single print right now. It's just going to squeeze. There's absolutely no way of me getting into this at the moment. What a nightmare. I want to see if we can come back down into here somewhere. And maybe trap some more sellers. We've been very squeezy out of this, so I'm not going to chase it. Hopefully it can come down. Okay, it's a 400 test. I want it lower than this. I would really like to come right down to so many imbalances lower. I'd like it to come under 400 and maybe test 60s, 50s, and then see if we can retrap sellers there. I will only get long if I see sellers come back on the tape. Still a lot of buying up here. Hopefully we come back in. MAG into their put wall. There's so many imbalances from this squeeze up. So we just see. Hopefully it can come back in. Please come back in. Please come a little bit deeper into here somewhere and then trap lots of sellers and then I'll be interested. We do need to be a bit careful here. ES has just lost the New York Open. Back down to its PDC. Thanks, darling. MAG got stuffed onto its put wall. Semis are just hovering around its New York Open and zero gamma line. Let's see. Can you come deeper, please? Don't move again without me. I just got a feeling it's going to be one of these days where it's going to miss me every time. It left the imbalance there. It's 60s and 50s. It came into that LVN and it just went, gone. Look at that. It's 50 pointer. Gone. No, I was waiting to get long. I was watching this LVN here. There's an imbalance just below. I was waiting for it to see if it would just fill in some of this. And we've just ripped. Ripped again without me. 2 for 2 without filling me. You got the refill and pullback. Well done. Well done. I was looking for a tiny bit deeper, unfortunately. It is what it is. Okay, here it goes. So I'd be TPing a little bit out here, a little bit here, and a little bit up here. All right. Your targets on this long are basically here, here, and here. More buyers at these highs, starting to get a little bit caught up here again. Semi's finding a bid up to VWAP. 130 is their level today. This morning anyway, for this first push. More buying at these highs. You need this breakout to come soon here. Mag's turning around a little bit. Come on, get them VWAP at least. There's a big buy got stuck here at 50s twice. They should really be shoving this up. They've done a lot of legwork here, but there is a buyer up here, got caught twice. We are sort of back testing the underside of where we broke down from, but you would expect this to try and lift unless they need a reset again. You need mags to find the bids. All right, so we're bidding semis, mags is pulling back, semis are stuck at VWAP right now. Still no bid on the mags, I'm watching it. They might come back down into here again for a reset if they can't break you through 450s. And they go for another attempt. They should be moving this higher. I don't really understand why they're not for you guys. There is a buyer stuck at the highs, but there's room to move up here. So I'm wondering, do they need a deeper reset? There's the 450s now. Now they're going. So watch this VWAP here. Failing again, 450s. There's still liquidity higher for them to swipe. Again, no trade for me right now, unfortunately. What are you going to do? I'm not going to chase up here. The joys of trading when you can't get filled where you want. There it goes. All right, here's your VWAP. And through here, you're looking at previous day low, previous day close. Here goes semis into previous day low. It's the 130s we just talked about on semis. They're there. They get through this, they can close the cash gap, which will be like 131.66s. Semis back into neutral zone now. Mag's still not finding a bid. SPY still stuck under its neutral zone at 771s. So this is all about the semiconductors trade right now. How high are they willing to push this? Do we close the gap up here? Or our pop's going to start to fail here? Semi's coming down to VWAP. You would expect them to buy this at VWAP on the mag, sorry. God, can't get my words out. All right, opening range now set. Here comes your opening range break. Just want to check. And previous day value area low. Is this at the right level? No. You are way off. Ninja Traders fix you. And if you check value today, you're going to get a drive up to the 700s if you are able to check value. Which will be all the way up here. And that, my friends, will be 450 points off the lows if you get it. All right, previous day low above. Semi slightly stuck here, haven't quite closed their gap yet, but they're trying. And what you might get is a rotation into mag now. Here it comes. So starting to bid mag now. So the rotation's happening. So here's the push on semis, the bid on software. Can't draw it. Of course I can't. Right, bid on semis and software. Semis pulling back a bit. Mag starting to find a bid. They're going to do the old rotation move by the looks of it. So they can pin this up high if they do that. And then go again once they've finished for a moment. If we can come down here, I'll get a reload. A first load. Not even a reload, a first load. It would offer me the chance. There goes mag. There's the rotation starting. So your target's a green line and then red box above you. If you get very lucky, you go grey box above that. We're back into neutral zone now. Right, out of neg gamma. Potentially into neutral zone, and we can lift all the way up here. This bar is going to be unbelievable. Oh, what I would have done to have got an entry down there. Where was the first load? Well, we were trying to get long down here. I couldn't get the fill, but this was it. Shorts got trapped into lows. This is exactly what we talked about pre-market. If you weren't here pre-market, you missed it. Into the expected move, all right? Too many sellers, get caught, and the relief starts, all right? And we're starting. And if you look at an H1 or an M5 or anything, we've got a lot of liquidity to take up to here, all right? We can run all the stops. And that's what I expected it to do today, and it is doing it perfectly. I just missed my fill twice over, right? Look at all these stops. Look at all these stops, right? We can run them all out now into the top side of the Globex range. Sellers got too aggressive when the move had already happened. It happened overnight. See, classic short the lows and get stuck. Right, look in here. Shorts, turn around on Delta, longs. Alex waiting to get filled on any pullback here. Nope. Big aggressive move. Alex waiting to get filled on any pullback into this. Nope. Big aggressive move. Alex doesn't get filled. Moves happens. It's gone. It is what it is, but lots of you are long in it, and that's all that matters. All right, TP here, a little bit here, and then you're looking at this, and then this. So previous day low, respect this, please. Take a little bit of a partial here, and then red box, and then grey box, and it's going to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. Yeah, it's that's part of trading. Whoever just said that, Raidus, it's part of trading. I won't get them all right, I can see them, but doesn't mean I'm going to get my fills. If I can't get my fills, I can't get my fills. I don't consider it bad trading. Bad trading would be me chasing long right now. That would be bad trading. I'm sticking to my plans. It's unfortunate, like, because we were negative gamma this morning. Once we started to turn around, it accelerated away so hard, and that probably is what prevented me from getting filled, and that's okay. It is what it is. You're out. Entry is 290. There you go. So 230 odd points for you. Congratulations. This thing can keep squeezing if it wants. We're back inside of yesterday, so this is now what we're considering as a failed break on a daily. Think about the daily, right? This was daily close. We would have had a wick down to here. This is daily low. If we don't reject this, all right, we're now back inside of the daily bar. And if we come up to here, that would be the cash gap closed. And if we get inside that, we're back into the body of the daily bar. And it means everything down below here was a failed break if we get back inside this. So you want to be, you're long from here or you're long from here. You want to be TP and TP. And then you can be runners into here, right, into value. You can be runners up into there. Let me just check what the upside move was here this morning. 789s. What from overnight? 30,000. 789 to 30,000. What about on the open? 765s. So 249, 765, 245. Oh, that was a good guess. Well done, Tanuki. and 765. So they all reckon 700s are possible today, basically. That's what it's telling me at the moment. Yeah, Sox will close its gap. It has. We'll see what happens now if they base above that or not. Pulling back off it now. And they will need to hold the pivot into between 39 and 29. Sorry, 130 to 29 on Soxal if they're going to have a run at that 140 today. I feel like I've just been bitten. All right, here goes MAG. They're approaching high days. The rotation. Look how we just started doing it. Woohoo! There's a move back in as this pulled back. They went, let's buy the MAG. And this thing's going to try and do the high day break now and then start squeezing. And if we think about what we've just done on the daily, what did we talk about pre-market? This is why it's important you turn up early. What if we just held? Hello. What if we just held? Where are we going? Back into the mid. What are we likely to do in here for a bit? Some of this for a few sessions before it makes a mind up, because it's going to need to build out liquidity. This can digest, right? This move needs to be digested. And if we're going to get continuation, we're then going to have the build out, which is going to allow it. If it's a failed break, all right, and SPY let's go, we can digest and then say, hey, we don't want that. All right, both of these are possible. This is more likely right now. We talked about this pre-market. It is important for your own good that you turn up pre-market. It's not me being arrogant. It's so that you can learn and understand why we go top-down approach. It's very important to do a top-down approach in the market. If you are glued to the 1 minute, you will not have a Scooby-Doo what's actually going on. All right, let's see here if they come down and protect 480s here and the LVN. Semis into those 129, 130 level. MAG higher day. MAG doing the heavy lift in here today. Zoom this out to 10 minutes so I can see a bit more on the MAG. Yeah, MAG coming up to a pre-market high here. This is an important level here on the MAG. If we start breaking, then we can really start moving today. It's been a big squeeze out here. It needs a little reset for me to get involved. There it comes into this LVM. And I'll watch the same thing. If we can build out liquidity there and trap sellers into this LVM, maybe I'll have a go at the gap fill. What we have to be careful of now, unlike all the other ones, is if we drive in here and we fail this, all right, this then becomes open. This is why I wanted to be long down here today, because the chances of it coming back here are very slim. And this is your position where if we do hold this or hold this, you can have a runner in here to give enough room for that move today. I would have really liked to have been long down there. It's kind of unfortunate, really. We're only 25 minutes into the day and I already know that I've lost prime positioning. All right, let's see. See if they're willing to hold this or if we're going to see this sort of two-leg shuffle and trade lower. Mags into pre-market high here. Big level on the mags. SPY going nowhere. It's kind of flat. All right, here's the move into this low volume node. Let's see if it offers an entry here. It looks like it already. They are bidding 75s. They're still bidding 75s at the moment. Wait and see if we come down there. Goes mag for high day. Semi starting to find a bid here. Going to watch 75s, and if we can't hold 75s, then I'm going to assume we're going to rotate into 45s. Comms on. Great. Great. Can we just test a fucking level that Alex is interested in this morning? Please. Please, sir. Can you stop being a runaway train today? All right. I want to see if they fill these guys down here and if sellers get trapped. Semis closed the gap and are now weak, coming back to the midpoint. Still not filling these players down at 75s. I think they will fill them. I need to see that before I make a decision. So it's this LVN, but inside here at 75s, there's some guys trying to absorb the tape. I want to see that get filled. What I don't want to do is get long prematurely, like I talked about, and see this get stuffed at point of control and fail. I'd really like this to come down so it gives me a little bit of wiggle room in case we are wrong. Oh, don't you just love it? Don't you just flipping love it? New hour coming in 3 minutes. What's that old hour pivot here? 460s. Semis back to PDC, rotating the mag. So mag failed pre-market highs, came back down inside a little bit. Now they're bidding the semis. Rotation again. All right, semis caught a bid. Mag sells off. IGV sells off. Rotation back into this. All right. They're being very clever with it again. This is market maker market. And the dealers are having fun with this right now. Oh my God. This is going to be 3 trades without filling me by the looks of it. Bro, any re-entry level. Bro, what we talked about for the last, I don't know, 10 minutes. Bro, come on. These things, right? These things, please use them. Don't make me say it over and over again. Fuck me. Frustrated enough as it is. I don't need you guys being silly donuts today. God gave you them. Start using them. Right, that is a fail push higher here. I think we've traveled lower than 75s now. We should see this flush down and then hopefully offer a bear trap for me to get along. Please, market. You're now protecting 500s. Semi's breaking out. New high day. Ain't no fucking way it's going to fill me. Oh. No way I'm chasing up here. All right, there's no way I'm chasing up here. Remember buys this morning? We're down here. And should have been in here. Just couldn't quite fill me. And I'll watch this now. And I'll tell you what, if we lose that, we're going to do this move. So I want to be very careful. Remember how much higher we're buying now than we would like. It would be like 200 plus points higher than we'd like to buy. But momentum's definitely upside. Here's a new H1. We are into the H1 flow zones up here, so they might start to get stuck up here. We might see a deeper pullback soon. We're just consolidating here. It wants to go and close its gap. It's just whether it's going to let me get involved. If it gaps fill before pulling back, there's no more longs for me for the session. Another failed break higher there. Please come lower. Please, sir. Semi's bidding PDC to move up at the moment. I will not chase you, market. You can say and do what you want. I ain't chasing you. $500 is cool resistance. Not for me, mate. There ain't much here until we get to look. What we have at the moment, there's no big level until 635 and then 715. I'm just going to refresh this and double check. Yeah, 635 and then 715 and then 920. Semi's still holding the bid at PDC, so they're back inside yesterday. They're now an inside bar, and they can go for 140s if they want. I would love this to reset lower. I'd love it to do a range rotation, to be honest, and get a lot of shorts involved down here again. That's what would be really, really good at this point, because it's built out a lot of liquidity. I'm less interested in bidding 75 at the moment because we've built out so much liquidity. We'll see. I'll watch it. I would like it to come lower though, really. They're still down there trying to bid it at 75. They still haven't been filled. I would say, I think we'll probably get a pop that fails and rotates here. And then maybe we can see if we can get a deeper price. And they're trying to bid it up. I think this pop will fail like this. And then hopefully they do a big wash and sellers chase. Please come, please market, be kind. Please come deeper, deeper. I'm not even that interested in 75 at the moment. I am interested in down here. I'm interested if they can do a big wash and then a recovery at the moment. I'll watch 75 if they trap sellers there and absorb. But because we've built out so much liquidity here, I would really prefer, right, some nasty wash and then a rebid over this at that point, and see more sellers get trapped in down here. It ain't playing ball with me today. It ain't playing ball. Previous day value area low. No, we're out of value. This is the edge of the range from yesterday. Value is up at 700, mate. Value from yesterday's New York session's up at 700. We've just stopped. We have just completely stopped now. still flat. I'm now 35 minutes into the day, frustrated and flat. Pretty please, market. Pretty please. Semis approaching high day. They're going to go breakout again on semis. And that will lift this market if they do get a sustained bid here. MAG coming back inside to view up again. So the rotation happening again. All right. Look at this crossing over. MAG coming down. Semis, new high day. Zero alignment, but we might lift with semis here. That's the gap fill. If you're still long, that's the gap fill. I just could not get fucking filled down here. Certainly can get filled down here. And this is the target now for you guys. Why do we do this for a job? Why? Why? All right, if you are long from down here, this is the TP. And then your runners above this. All right, this is your TP up here. That's your 300 plus pointer. Now above this, you can look for this move all the way up to 700, right, which would be a 400 pointer. But you want to lock some in this red box. This is your first tap into it. Lock a bit in. Hopefully you get gap fill. Your next target will be all the way up here into 700s. And that is the main trade I wanted today. And I'm pretty pissed off I don't have it, if I'm honest. And here is the plan pre-market. All right, drift down, trap, set the higher low all the way up, and the final target would be 700s. All right, that's what we're seeing. That's exactly what we're seeing. Drift down, trap, all the way up, final target would be 700s. Do you know how frustrating it is, guys, to give you guys freebies and have me miss the whole flipping thing 3 times over? I know, Murph. I know. I mean, I expected, right? We expected a violent move this morning once we recovered because we were neg gamma. But what is deeply upsetting is we're not filling imbalances now. We're not even filling liquidity now when they rest there. We're so aggressive to the upside. Who was the guy that said, do we short now here? And I was like, no. Hopefully I kept you out of losing all your accounts, mate. All right, semi's going for that 140. Remember, that was the level this morning. So if they held the RBS zone, which was the 24s, which they dunked under and recovered this morning, they then recovered 29s and 30s, held all dips into 29 and 30s, which is what we talked about. That's now the RBS zone. They are now heading for that 140s, which is their call wall, and then previous day high is 44s. So semis are doing the legwork here. There you go. Woohoo! Right, that's where it's coming from. Everyone was like, we're short all the semiconductors because SanDisk and da-da-da, and they were like, nah, mate, this is just a little bit of relief. We're going to rotate this huge high volume node on the daily, and that's what we're starting to see. All right, and as another reminder, in case you guys are joining late, what are we seeing on the daily? Yep, guess what we're doing? We're holding the bottom back to the mid. If they get acceleration over the mid, maybe we get more, and the mid is probably going to be around the 600 to 700 range. So everything's lining up well. Oh, my tinnitus has just started going bonkers. It's been a minute since I've had that. And that's probably stress. It's probably stress in my jaw setting my tinnitus off. Oh, man. All right, you're almost at gap fill. Semis are almost at 140s. We are almost at gap fill, so this is a cash gap. And above this, I'd say 10 to 20% left only. All right, so out into here, you should be out 80%. Oh God, can we draw that? 80% out here, 10 to 20% for this drive here. Okay, And once we get there, I would say you want to be done with it. You can hold a tiny percent, but the chances of getting back through that are very low. I'm going to just double check. Seven, 8, 9s, 30,000 from yesterday. I mean, it is possible we go 800 to 30,000. We're asking a lot. What did I say in? Yeah. All right, gap now filled. Congrats. All right, so out 80% of your money. And it's now just a question of can you get up to 700? And if you get through 700, then we can talk about, you know, a return into value. But this is your main target. Congrats, everyone. That's your low-hanging fruit. Your runners only now. What a trade. What a gift. How many other traders on YouTube are giving you entries like that for free? I'm interested. Probably not many. There are probably a couple. Not your usual suspects, though, I guarantee that much. Not the guys with millions of followers scalping 20 points with 10 minis. Not those guys. All right, so 10, 20% left. Your next target, I will move this up, is up here into the grey box. All right, if you get lucky, you will get that move. There is absolutely no guarantee that they give you that move, but if you get lucky, you'll get it. You're seeing that first reaction off the gap fill here. Now, Mag can try and find a bid into VWAP here, and they can try and then do the old rotation where they pin semis, slow it down, bid Mag again, and then keep doing it back and forth and back and forth. The semis are looking for that 140 push. ES yet to get going, by the way. It's positive, about to go positive gamma. If they can break through 72s here, ES has got that move to 775. Sorry, SPY's got the move to 775s. ES needs to break through 770s. And let's just zoom this out a bit. And then it can come for that back test of 780. So there's about a 10-point upside drift if they can get through 770s here on ES. Where's the gap? It's right here, that yellow line. We just filled it. Cash gap. If you don't know what I'm talking about, as always, there's free videos on my YouTube where I teach you about the importance of cash gaps. I would suggest you go and watch all the free education on my YouTube for the last 2 years, all right? Because it's how I trade. If you want to trade here and want to learn, there's lots of free stuff on my YouTube. Go and do all of that. And if you want to learn more, you can do the course. There's zero pressure to do the course. But if you want to learn more in a structured way, and want to be in Discord or anything else, you can do the course. Why was I looking for longs in New York session? Well, because we'd come into key levels. All right, what's this? RBS zone, right? Resistance becomes support. All right, so we know there's likely to see a bid form there. The expected move on the options chain was a maximum downside of here. So again, we don't expect it to go much lower than that. On the daily, we were going to rotate this, all right? We'd sliced up to the upside, we come to the downside, we expect that to hold. If that fails, we can think about short outside it, but we expect it to hold. So that's why. And then what we're looking for, lower time frame, then we're looking for sellers to be very aggressive at the lows, which is what you saw. All right, in here, we saw aggressive selling at the low of days, delta heavy. All right, move this up for you, delta heavy, and we lifted up. All right, so that's why. So we waited for higher time frame level to come in. Someone asked me yesterday about what do we wait for when we're looking for trades. Well, we wait for a key level, and then we wait for liquidity in that key level, ideally trapped liquidity. If we're looking for longs, we're looking for over-ambitious shorts at lows, aren't we? And we look for that liquidity to become trapped, and then we abuse their pain point for an upside lift. Paul, what makes that level an RBS zone? I don't know if you're taking the piss or not. I genuinely, at this point, I don't know if you're trolling or not. I don't know. I'm going to pretend you're not and show you. Right? But if you're trolling, this is the last time I'm doing this today. Support became resistance. This is now resistance. We broke over it. It's going to become what? Support. Okay. That's why it's an RBS zone. Resistance becomes support. Very, very, very simple. I really hope you didn't just troll me there, because you're wasting my time if you are. If I'm teaching you properly, then it's okay. All right, so your next targets, you can see them above into 700s. Here it goes. You're going to get a 400 pointer here. Oh, my fucking Lord. Lordy, lordy. And here it goes. So up into here, value area low from yesterday. So these are your final targets for the day. I would not expect, if they set a squeeze, you might get an 800 move, but I would expect us to start failing up and around here somewhere. Okay, I've done my best today. I don't think I can do anything with this. We've literally done the whole move. This is my final target for the day. We've done the whole move I wanted. All right, there's 400 points. You're going to be done in the first hour of 400 points. And I got absolutely zero with it. And breathe, Alex, and breathe. It's okay that you missed this trade. It's okay that the market doesn't want to fill you 3 times in a row in the morning. It's absolutely okay. You've got no reason to be pissed off or tilted whatsoever. Don't worry about it, my son. No worries. It's all good. All right, semis coming into that 140 level. They hit a high of 139.50. They pulled back from it. 140 is the first big call wall for today on semiconductor 0 DTE. They can then get through that and travel up to 44 and 45s for the day. All right, Qs are trying to get up to their zero line at 720 on QQQ, which is 715 for us. All right, this is where we're trying to get into these 700s. Alex, because of your teaching, I took every one of those trades before you even said them. Thank you so much. You're truly the best teacher. Your trading charity is great. Charity? I don't know. You're welcome, Ryan. Well done, by the way, as well, for learning and taking them by yourself. Well done, mate. That's all that really matters. Nice work, everyone. Nice work, everyone. All right, we'll see if they can complete this upside squeeze for you guys, all the way up to 720, 700 to 720s. And if they get through previous day value area low of 700, then really we'd expect a point of control retest. This was the generational dip. Well, if you want to help me out today, you can use code FZT, because I ain't going to be getting shit here today, I can already tell. Maybe I'll get a mean reversion if we get to 7s or 8s. Some great newer products out there. That new My Funded Futures one looks amazing. They have a decent discount on that at the moment with code FCT. 90% sale still on Apex, code FCT. 40% sale, no activation fee, still on Take Profit Trader using code FlowZone. Tradeify still with a sale. Funded next with a sale. All of them right now. Some good products out there. All right, starting to get stuck up here. into this pivot high. I kind of expect us to come and take this out at 680s and come and test this 700 to 715s, but we'll see what it does. Lucid sale, yeah, there's still a Lucid sale on, there is. They just changed it so you can opt into or opt out of daily drawdown or not. At some point, the sellers will step in. Well, maybe at some point, yeah, but like the main move was to be long. The higher time frame wanted to be long. We needed traps on the lower time frame. It was to be long. That's the easy move, right? The easy move today, right, is to get the alignment long. So whatever it's going to leave for me now is not going to be an easy move. It's going to be a much harder move. Yeah, SpaceX responding, but still, look, it's only at 114s. All right, it's got to break back through 120, 130 for strength on SpaceX. So here it goes up towards these 700s. All the way up, my friends. Oh, now Siri's taking a piss out of my life now as well. You can go away, Siri. I'm not dealing with you taking a piss out of me not being in this either. Right, Q's trying to get to 720s here on the QQQ. NQ trying to get to 715s. 703 to 715s. I would expect a reaction there. If there's no reaction there, then we're going to go straight up to 800. Everything's fine, Alex. Everything's fine, mate. It's all okay. All right, mag into VWAP here. Now, if mag bid VWAP here, we're going to get extra juice upside, right? Mag have pulled back into VWAP. If they start bidding this, everything's going to go bullish at once, right? Which means they would have done very well at rotating this. So they would have drifted this higher. Semis are into 140 cool wall. If semis start failing here and they start bidding mag, they're going to do this again, right? They're very, very, very clever with what they're doing right now. It is very well orchestrated. Since we're still negative gamma, we're not negative gamma. We're not negative gamma. We opened up negative gamma. We're no longer negative gamma. Negative gamma was down here. We're no longer negative gamma. All right, here's your first sign of a pullback. I don't think I want to take mean reversion until we clear this out. So that's your first pullback off the 140s on SOXL. If you fucking don't take this out and start failing, I'm going to get one of the monitors and bend it over my knee and give it a good fucking spanking for the day. Don't you fucking dare. Tilt. Absolute tilt right now. No trading, not losing, but tilt. Ah! Why do we do this for a fucking living? Why? 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 Are you fucking kidding me? You have got to be fucking kidding me. You left the swing high. You didn't come to value. You left 15s. You just did the semi 140 tap and then you failed. You fucking do it all without even getting to the last target. You absolute. See you next Tuesday. Oh my fucking Lord. Seriously, market. Oh. What a bastard. Bastard. I forget what that comedian's called. English guy. So good. You bastard. All right, let's see if we can come down to, I don't know, 440, 450s maybe. We'll see how we act in front of this high volume node. Well, here's the semis failing 140s. Mag now failing under VWAP. It is fucking Christ. I will be willing to bid on this if we can come a bit lower here. And as long as we hold above the high volume node. And a bit of selling down here being held. I don't think it's ready yet. It's got to come deeper. Probably won't come deeper because all day it hasn't wanted to come deep enough for me. Should I just quit now? Shall I just quit now? This ain't deep enough for me. Right, I'm gonna need a 2-leg down to protect somewhere into 140s. And I'm gonna have to be very careful because semis have completed their move for the day, right? They've done their 140 move. Hopefully they stuff this and they give a 2-leg pullback down to these 500s, 540, somewhere around there. All right, I'm gonna need to see them come into here and then make a decision down here. I'm not going to chase it here. There's no way. We've got to come into this. So hopefully a 2-leg, and then we can see what's what when we come down. If they lose the shelf for the day, they're in big trouble. And I will tell you now, I'm going to have to watch this carefully. The semis have stuffed the 140 level that we talked about. Right, there's the stuff into 140. All right, and the mag are starting to lose VWAP and trade lower. All right, so we're going to have to be very careful here if they're going to start stuffing all these names. If it was a big squeeze out and they're done with it for the day, we're going to have to be mega careful if we're going to rebid this. Remember, it's been a big squeeze. You hit most of your targets. You miss 700 by a small amount, which is bullshit, but there we go. We'll see if they come down here and offer a reload. Remember, we do expect rotation in here, which is, where's my grey box gone? I'm sure I put the grey box on there. Am I just gone mad? Right, we do expect rotation in this. Was that it? That was a 60. They trapped there at 60. All right, I'm perking my interest here. It's not really a 2-leg, but it's perking my interest. Much rather 40s, but there is significant selling that got trapped in that LVM there, so we'll see. I would much prefer a 2-leg because it would give much more liquidity downside trapped. Where are they bidding right now? 60s and 50s, which would be a 2nd-leg lower. Okay, maybe we can... Maybe they can do it for us. If they hold this buyer at 87s, I guess I'll consider a long. I really don't want to. I really want it to do a 2nd-leg lower into 40s. Come on, come down to 40s. Do the move. Now, if we do trap down here, we have to respect the chop zone that we did before. If we lose that chop zone, it's game over. for any more longs, I mean, for the day. Come on, give me second leg. Down you come. Please. Please. Please, sir. They absorbed again there. No, 70s got absorbed again. Please, sir, give me 40s. Down. Come down. I'd be, if you are long here, I'd be careful. If they stuff 20s and 30s, I'd be very careful. That LVN, if they pop and stuff that, you'll get the second leg lower. I'm just warning you. If they travel through it, you'll get the move to 700. There is significant seller absorption being absorbed down underneath us right now. I really would like a second leg because it's going to make it much healthier for the drive back up. But if they're just going to reset and squeeze here, the 20s and 30s. If they don't stuff this, we won't get the second leg and it will just scream to new highs. If they stuff this, we'll get the second leg lower and then I can think about bidding 40s like I want to. Big buyer at these highs, not getting his way so far into 20s. So this LVN so far being protected by passive sellers. If you get through this though, new high of day will come. Here's 30 check. If they get through this and reclaim new high day, I'm still just going to wait. I would like to see this move here, not to short into, so I can long out of this so that I can build significant liquidity to do this move later. Market just don't want to be my friend right now. Guess what's bidding together for the first time today? First time today. Yep. First fucking time today. When I wait for a pullback, you just fucking bid together. Oh my God, right. Where's that fucking thing? Let's smash everything in the room up. Oh God. This is way more frustrating than taking losing trades. I can even feel my chest going tight now. I don't even know if I can trade the rest of the day. That's how tilted I am right now. I'm so pissed off. This is such an A+ fucking setup and it just wouldn't let me have it. This is as good as they get, mate. This is as good as they get. This setup from the, no, I don't mean this one now. I mean from the lows. This main move today. Fuck me. Oh. How many of you took this morning. A lot of you were long this morning off it. All right, 140 fail, semiconductors again. That call was acting as good resistance. VWAP just rejected on semis, on mags. Once you get the 140 break, I think you get a squeeze up to previous day high on semiconductors. The only thing I can do now, honestly, is wait for the shorts. There's nothing I can do now. If it's not going to fill me down here or here for a long, the only thing I can do now is pray to God that we get something like this for me to play. Because I'm not longing up here. And I'm convinced now it wants to come up here. And if we do a second leg now, it'd be bigger. It would be down towards VWAP. And that is a horrible area then to long in underneath the high volume node. Nice weather outside. It's California. It's always nice weather outside. I might need to go to a rage room or something. Has anyone done that before? A rage room? I'm yet to do it. I wouldn't mind doing it. It looks fun. Aloha. Yes, so fun. Yeah, it looks fun. It does look fun. All right, let's see here. H1's basically done everything I'd want to see today. All right, so think about this on the H1. Held the bid, came back up, didn't sweep though, but came into here. Expect some form of rotation and this to start to be filled out. And the low-hanging fruits have gone. It's going to make my life very, very hard now. I honestly am not sure what I'm going to look for now. Wait and see if we come down to 40s and hold in front of POC or VWAP. If we lose that, if they start losing this, then major downside pressure on the day will start. Here they come. And I'm less interested in 40s now because of what's just happened at the high. That's a failure to break higher. So structurally, we've changed. It's 50s. I'll watch it. If we come down and we do trap, I'll watch it. I think we probably need to come lower. I'll watch it. There's a big seller at that low there. All right, I will watch this. I will watch it. All right, 50s got absorbed, selling at 50s. So let's see if we can hold a bid now. I think we will probably need to move lower, but I will consider the long here. It's the same level as looking at before if they are willing to push and hold. And there's a 67 lot stuck at 50s. I'm still convinced now, based on that failure to break out, that we will move a bit lower down here. Watching the tape here. Mag back to VWAP. Fading. Right, if we bid 50s here, I'll hold. I'll get long. I'm still absolutely convinced this should come lower based on what's just happened at the highs, but we'll see. All right. I'm getting frothy here. Mag rejecting VWAP. Semi's trying to find a bid. Here come the bids. They're suddenly walking in here. Here they come. All right, see if pullbacks hold 77s now. That's previous day close rejection there. We'll see if this pullback holds 77s now. I'm still not in. I'm just like trying to find a way of getting in this safely. Because I'm absolutely convinced we should be moving lower at this point. Not lower on the day, just a bit lower in this pullback. But if we hold 77s and leave that seller at 50s trapped, then I will get long. Here come the bids again. Come on, you got to come lower, mate. Thanks, back to VWAP. You got to come lower to pick me up. Previous day close here again. Watching to see if they bid into 77, 78s. They've just aggressively bid that again out. If we break above 22s, we can start squeezing here. If they can hold it above 22s to 30s, it would be the high day move. And again, it would be without me. Unless I can join late. Which I don't really want to do. All right, Mag's back to VWAP. This is important. Last 5 minutes ago, it rejected VWAP. We'll see. See if they're willing to get through VWAP here on a Mag. Well, we did come into the 40s. We hit 44s. We have held. Surprised it didn't come lower at this point. Still seeing a good absorption. I do want to get long in this if possible. We're into these 20 to 30 nodes again. Just want to see one little pull and hold now if they're going to do it. I've got to be very careful with Mag at VWAP. I'm still waiting to see if we can come and test 77-ish and hold it. If we do that, I will try and get long. If we can't hold 77s here, I won't even attempt it. Still not filled that imbalance down there into 77s. They're trying. There it goes. It's filled now. Right. Do they hold this or not? This is a question. Nope. Not yet. Mag rejected VWAP. This doesn't look like it. Looks like Mag wants lower here. No bid for me here. And we're going to break lower. So I was right first time round. I think we need to come and reset down here. Because this is a fail break, we need to reset into here. These line up 504s, 502s, pretty good. Where are they bidding down to at the moment? 525s, 512s. Let this come down inside a bit. Semi's breaking down out of its shelf, its volume is created at the high. So that can come and retap into VWAP and PDC as well. And we're going to have to lower our ambition for the day here. If we do get long or short for the day, we're going to expect a range now to be built out. All right, into this high volume node now. If they can't protect the upside, then they're going to travel to the downside. If they lose the downside, more pressure will come. Here's previous day low. There are sellers coming in here. This is starting to perk my interest if they are willing to find a bid here. If they can't find a bid, then we're going to flush through this high volume node. So I'm watching here down to VWAP to see if they're willing to find a bid and trap sellers. That's the first sign of some selling down here again. Now they've got to get back through this seller at 50s. Can't get through him at 50s yet. They're still stacking the bids down towards 500 at the moment. So they're willing to be filled lower at the moment still. And mag's breaking down. And it might come for lower here. This is a big shelf here on the day. Semi's trying to find a bid in front of VWAP. It's here or hereabouts. So I'm watching this. I'm going to watch it whether we come down into VWAP or if we reclaim 50s here. I'm watching both of these. I'm only thinking long. Here comes the buy. All right, trying to feather into this. No notable size yet because we've not held a pullback, but I am now long. And I'd want to see pullbacks hold 56 to 50s here. Nice move on semis. That's good. Great on semis. Right, good hold here in towards 56 to 50s would be good. And if we can hold it and then accelerate back upside, I'll try and add. If we don't hold it, it'll just be the original position and I'll cut it break even if need be. Good hold. Semi's retesting the shelf. They need to reclaim the shelf for us to have strength. Mags don't look good. Big level here on semis into 36s, 136. Big level. They've got to reclaim that and accelerate. Okay, great hold of 50s. Still doing the dance here. My stop's in and just see if we can hold sort of 50 level and start to break out and hold dips, then I'll start adding. Should repair that auction, didn't. Come on, semis. They're at these 36s now. It would be nice if Mag would turn around. This thing just keeps bleeding. It's going to make it very hard for this trade to pan out. Good hold again there. Great hold. 36 is huge. All right, here we go. All right, can we get above here and then start to base now? Great hold of 50s. Come on, start to accelerate away now, and then I can start adding in. We would like to hold 75s here now. Good semis. Good mag. Good shit. Good shit. Right, pull back and hold 75s for me. Show me that you can hold 75s for me. Here we go. I want to see this hold. Added some there. If we lose 75s, I'm not interested because it made a 50 revisit, which would be my core. Mag, don't fuck this up. Semis, don't fuck this up. Keep moving. Back to my core. And break even here if we can't hold. Good hold. We've got to reclaim 75s now. Moving my stop break even into 56s. We need to reclaim 75s. Failing 75s, that's a problem. That's a problem, that last candle. We got to break through the 75s here or it's problematic. And then we're going to do POC retest if they can't. So I'm break even on this now. If we move down, we move down. It's okay. It's not the easiest trade, this. We need these guys to stop fucking about. They're in fuck about zone. Here we go. Come on, get back through this. Nice, big buys coming in here. $75 is a problem. Semis failing 136s here. That's a problem. They might still need VWAP. Back to these 75s. Still in this. This was my ad spot, so move my average up a bit. And we're getting thick in here now, which is a bit of a nightmare. Yeah, semis rejecting 36s. That's a bad look. That is a bad look. Mag now trying to find a bid. Oh my god, the washing machine. The washing machine. Don't like that the delta's been strong and we're not moving higher in this 5-minute bar. And we're about to close it. There's only like 30 odd seconds left of it. It's not good. We've got to close this above the last 5-minute bar. This 75 level is massive. Here we go. Come on. Close this bar well. 20 seconds left on the close. All right, Mag waking up. Semis, come on. Back through 36s. Nice. All right, let's see now. This might be it. Here we go, folks. Fucking hell, that was touch and go for a minute. We want to get through PDC now, and our target is going to be up here at 715. And if we get lucky, let's just do an extension here to see if we can get it. If we can get lucky, all right, we're going to get the 800s, but 715, 750, 800s. You can see this seller here. This is the guy that got caught, and we used his pain. Here we go. I got scared for a minute that that ad was going to cost me into 75s. We got to get through PDC. We cannot keep rejecting PDC here. ES into VWAP, SPY into VWAP. Mag through VWAP. Come on, semiconductors, you are making my life fucking hell. Come on, please. Get moving. You're through the 36s and get your ass moving. We're looking for new high of day here in 700s, folks. If you want to peel some off here into these 20s, you can. I'm not going to. I'm going to try and get high day. 4 minutes left to a new hourly bar. I want to be careful of that. Nice, Mag. Come on. Way too slow. Start accelerating. Go. You fucking move on. Here we go. Good. Let's go. Through the 20s, through the 30s. Can we just go? High day. Give me 700s. Give me previous day value. Let's go. So patient for today. I had to be so fucking patient. This is my first trade of the day, man. All right, all dips now. We want to hold into 20s here, please. We don't want to lose these 20s now. I don't give a fuck about Nvidia lower day. Go away. All right. Shush. Shush your mouth. I don't care about Nvidia. Let's go. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Go, go, go. Come on. Let's go, baby. What do we say? 40s have got to come in. Here we go. This is target. All right. This is target. Gah! Let's go. Right, we might pull back to 20 before we take out highs. If they don't do a straight squeeze, then I expect to pull back to 20. So just be aware of that. Oh my God. I mean, it literally, it's almost 11 o'clock. I had to wait so long. I had so many wants to get long for this move today. I mean, if we get this, at least I get 166 points. It's not 400 like I wanted, but at least we get something. All right, remember, 20s are the level. We want to see 20s hold or previous day close, that kind of low volume node into PDC, the yellow line. We would like to see that hold and build out. All right, so if they don't do it in one squeeze, we'd want dips to hold this to complete this move. All right, TP, 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 and if we get lucky up here, I don't expect more than this today. I'm going to double check, triple check again on the expected move. All right, based on yesterday, potentially up to 30,000. Based on pre-market, potentially up to 789, which will be previous day point of control. Maybe we get lucky and get that. Based on the open, 600. So we're already through the open. Based on how we're moving today, 820. So very possible we get previous day point of control here, folks. All right, we'd have to find acceptance through value, but it's possible we get a runner up to here. All right, and then from that point, I would expect the market to be done with it. It might be done with it early. I'm going to move this in a bit so that you can actually see price action, okay? But you know the TPs, right? The first TP is here. Or say the first. The first can be purple, but into this grey box and then red line, all right? Don't say I didn't fucking give it to you today. I don't want any moaning about are we long or short or what are we doing. This has been the little bit of a masterclass today in how we trade higher time frame with lower time frame. Here we go. Higher day coming. Get on my level. Let's go. Let's fucking go. If you want to TP some here, you can. I'm trying to get to 700s. Are we long or short? Yeah, exactly. Here we go. Fucking go. Guess what's finally moving in unison? Hello. All right. How much easier it is when these stop being assholes. Let's go. All right. We're almost there, folks. You're into grey box, so you can start TPing some out here into this grey box. Remember, it's a level. It's a level. Like, yes, we'd like to be exact into 703 or whatever, but it's a level. You want to pay yourself some. I have paid myself some there, and I'd want dips to hold. Again, 20s must hold on dips. I'd rather it just accelerates. Can semis get 145 today? If they break 140, they can. I would say right now, you want pullbacks on semis to hold that 36 zone. That was the over-under, right? So if we hold 36, 37 ideally, we go 140. If you break 140, then yes, you are going to get previous day high attempt, which is 145. What do I have on that second chart? There's a free video on my YouTube on it, but you don't want to use triple leverage, mate. So it's SOXX, MAGS, and IGV. Do I think a 620 add is possible? The only thing with the, yes, but the only thing now is we have taken out high day and we have tapped that grey box. Now, it's the only thing, right? So, and you also have to remember, you are now adding in a very premium price, right? This is where we wanted to be long today, right? Many of you are long from there, all right? You would be adding in a very premium price to go higher. Structurally, very good. But if they decide that they only want that and they collapse it, you'll be upset with an ad there. That's all I'm going to say. Like, manage your risk accordingly. I don't know what your core position is. If your core position is here, right, and maybe you got this pullback as well, and maybe you've added here and you've been trimming and you want to add a piece for that, that's a bit different. Like, if my core was here, I'd be more willing to add here, but my core is down here. I'm far less willing to add 620s. I just want it to hold 620s. This is it. So it has to hold this. If it doesn't hold this, it's problematic. Mags just comes straight back under VWAP. What is that? Who's just done that move? There's the Nvidia flush. Let's see if we can hold this. The wiggle here for sure. Semi's down to that 137 that I said they need to hold that now. Woof. Woof. We'll see if this runner will go. My stop's up to 75 now. That was my my add position. So obviously with Ninja, you're first on, first off. So that's my break even now on my add position. All right, good hold on semis at 37s so far. Mag's the weakness. They're just inside today's range, haven't done anything. Right, back to these 20s. See if we can reclaim this and get going. Don't like that there's been a big buy down here at VPOC. VPOC's now shifted up there. If we start losing this, we're going to come and take my break even out at 75s, and that's okay. I'm okay with it. Paid myself some into IB high. Tried to hold most for 700s. Is what it is. We either get it or we don't. Nice. Come on. Great hold semis on the 37s. Come on. Get going. Auction at the high isn't very good, so there's a chance. Are you telling me there's a chance? There is a chance. There's a chance. We still complete it. I'm going to be a tight bastard. I'm going to move these runners up and I'm going to protect 600s now. I'll lock something in on the runners. Come on. Complete it. Give me 7s. You're trying. You want it. I know you want it. There's an unfinished auction up there. You definitely want it. Come on. Come on. Want 20s to hold now. We've done a little flush under. Here we go. Come on. Being patient. Come on. 700s, please. 7s, then 8s. Mag could stop being such a little bastard. It would really help. Great semis. Love it. Great hold of 37s. Back to 140s they go. Big sellers coming in here. Please punish these sellers. Let's rip their faces off. Please punish these sellers. Please, market. Please, please, please punish these sellers who just came in here at 50s. Just fucking rip their faces. Please. Go. Give me a boner. Straight to 700. Rip their faces off. Go, 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 go. Come on. You want it. I know you want it. I know you want it. I know you want it. Go. Accelerate. Go. I'm telling you. Go. They just piled in these sellers at 50s. So I want to punish them now. That's exactly what I'd want to see for the 700 move. Go, 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 go. Semis approaching 140. If we get the break on 140 on semis, that's going to really help. Come on, baby! Come on, baby! All the sellers are fucked. They are fucked. They are fucked. We gonna get it, baby. We gonna get 700 because the sellers just piled in. Give me 700, baby. Let's fucking go. These fucking idiots at 50s. Go. Come on, market. Finish it. New highs, please. You got an unfinished auction there. New highs, 700. Fill me. I'll be done. Then I can just chill for the day. I don't give a fuckity fuck. Come on, baby. Come on, semis. Break 140. The shape on semis is absolutely magnificent right now. Once we get the 140 break, we should see the swipe, and I'm going to fill a ton into the grey box is my main job. I really don't think we're full short here. As long as they hold the bid now at 50s, where these sellers just piled in, then we should complete this move. I want these sellers here to stay stuck on this retest. Now, if they want to retest 35s, I'm okay with it, but I'd rather they bid here at 50s and keep them trapped. Oh, I likey. I likey. They just bid 50s. I likey. Push, 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 push. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come and fill all these sellers above. 75 to 700. One just big... huge rocket straight up. Yeah, these sellers are fucked, mate, at 50s. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Give it to me. Give it to me. You can do it. You can do it. Still unfinished auction at the highs. Think we repair. Still think we're going to get 700 move. Come on, baby. All the sellers at 50 are absolutely fuckarooned. We just retested them and they covered. Here we go. New high day repaired. If you want to pay yourself some here, you can. I'm going to go look for 700s. I want the 700s. Come on, man. I've been this patient. I want to get paid. Let's fucking go. Give it to me. Let's go. Let's go. Little imbalance up here into 86s and then 96s. That's basically the target. 7s. Tell me one trade I called wrong today. Tell me one. Here we go. 140 on semis. Hopefully we get a little squeeze out through the 140 on semis. This will get us our target. Now, if you want to put wish orders above 7 to 715, you can. If you want to put them up to 771s, you can. I'm going to be done here. I've worked very hard for this trade today. First imbalance filled. I move my stop up, actually, to be smart. Because there's a little failed auction at 67 they might come down for. So I'm going to move my stop to 63s here. You leave that auction alone until you take the highs, NQ. You leave initial balance alone until you take previous day value area low out. Don't you dare Go up first. You can come back for it after you fill all my runners. You motherfucker. Leave it alone. I will get stopped out here if they flush. You can risk 50s here, it's fine. I'm just trying to make sure I lock something in. Leave my stop alone. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it alone. Come on. Come on, semiconductors. They're at 140. 140 break will do it for us here. Okay, don't. In by 3 ticks. Don't! You motherfuck. To the fucking tick. You just took me. To the fucking tick. Go lower now then. Don't piss me off and take me to the tick. Here it comes. Here it comes. Like I said, if you wanted to risk 50s, you could. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to give too much more back. I still think we've got this move coming. It's a cruel, cruel market. Aggressive stop. Yeah, well, you know, when you've missed so much of the trade and you want to hold, I was trying to use the LVN, a micro LVN, and there was an unfinished auction right here. And I was trying to have it so give it a little bit of room under the unfinished auction to then repair. Like I said, you can risk 50s if you want. I just didn't want to do that. And we can come all the way up here still. I still think 700 is the target. VIX keeps going down. Yeah, exactly. That's why we want to bid this market up. All right, we're suppressing volatility. We should be in a market that's more likely to digest and potentially move higher. Mags is your problem right now. Piece of shit. Thanks, Mags. Nvidia dragging that. All right, there's your little imbalance under 50s. That's a 40 imbalance. It's right here. We just filled it. Right there. They just filled that imbalance. I still think they want this. But we came very, very close. That is likely to be me done for the day, honestly. There's no way I'm bidding this market up anymore. The only thing I would now consider is if we complete this move and maybe offer a range back down. That's the only other trade I'd consider for the day now. There's nothing else I'm even considering. We got it. Look, grey box, there or thereabouts. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. We'll take it. So my max move for that, 106 points. Not bad. Not what I wanted, which was 152. 222 would have been great. Still think this is possible. I'm now flat, folks. Some of you should have got, you know, from these lows that we called this morning, even if you just took out this high, that's still 380 points. The difference is, right, the difference is if I was long down here, I'd be far more willing to let this build out to do this move. This is why entry is so important, right? Because I had to enter here because I missed the long here. I tried and it wouldn't fill me here and it wouldn't fill me here. So we missed all three. Well, you didn't. I missed all three, wouldn't get filled. All right, eventually I get long on this turnaround here. But because I'm now buying a more premium price, right, I can't give this as much wiggle room to do the move. Entry is very, very important on days like this. And what are we developing today? P shape, right? Very bullish shape. All right, thin down here, P shape up here. We can rotate this, and when they're ready, we might close and extend it higher. And as long as we close in here today, then it's a very bullish move for the market. Well, those 50, look, the guys at 50s are still stuck. Let me show you. All right, these guys are still stuck. Look at all this selling that came in here. This is very aggressive selling right here. 51s, 49s, 47s. We've just absorbed again. Look at all the selling down here. Right, see this? We've just absorbed again into this imbalance. So they are willing, buyers are trying to do what I want to do, which is keep these guys trapped. If we can keep these guys trapped and they can add to their fuel and not move lower, then we have a very good chance here of completing this move, right? This is a very, very key level. Under this, these sellers are comfortable and this rotation starts again, maybe to this LVN at 23s again, maybe down to point of control again. We did have absorption at the highs. We did tag an old imbalance. We didn't fill this last imbalance. We didn't fill up to previous day value area low. It is what it is. We didn't hit final targets. I feel like we managed the position very, very well. It is all about these sellers. Now, these sellers are starting to be in the money. We can come and now retest where these buyers were at this imbalance here. Right, into 23, this LVN. If they don't react to the LVN, they test point of control. If you lose point of control, deeper prices start to emerge. Right, so this is into the LVM. If we lose this LVN, we come point of control. If we lose point of control, deeper prices will start to emerge. Yeah, Mags, exactly. Mag's a problem. Mag's a problem right now. It's Goog more than anything. What was the logic and reason you missed entries at the bottom? Well, because it wouldn't pick me up. I mean, it's not because I didn't see it. Look at the acceleration away. Right, this is the area I want to be long. There was significant short selling down here. We start to turn. All I'm looking for is a little one of these. Right, what happens? Well, we turn and we move from 273s. We move like 50, 60 points instantly. We don't come back into here. I wait for this. Here I was waiting for 40 recheck, somewhere around here. All right, we fall shy of it. We go again. All right, and here I was also waiting for a deeper recheck. All right, something under this. But we held this LVN. We didn't even come into the LVN. That's where I was bidding. Wanted to bid into here. Didn't come into it. Went again. I mean, I can't help it if the market doesn't fill me. If it won't come into a level, all right, then I can't get the trade. It's just, it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate, but that's how it is. Could argue that there was so much momentum I should have just marketed in and the moves up, but it's always risky doing that. You took the Tyson trade? Oh, nice. Yeah, very nice. You're short from this. Looks good. You're under POC now, and now you're going to get weakness. This looks good for you. Very good. Very high probable setup now that you're under POC. So you'd like it to stay heavy versus 610s now. If you're in the Tyson trade, back down to here. And then you could try and hold a runner to come and repair this down here into 70s if you get lucky. But you need POC to stay heavy. We're now in a big range up here. We're in the D of the P, right? There's the P profile. We're in the D of it. All right, and they can rotate this a while. ES lows, yeah. Well, they don't have the strength as the semiconductors. If we look at the broader market here, right, what's weak? Industrials, so YM's probably pulling back today. Yeah, YM's the weakest one today. Industrials are weak. Financials, weak today. Utilities, weak today. Healthcare, weaker today, other than Eli and Lilly. All right, lots of red on this board. What isn't red? Oh, these guys. Okay, so this is what's driving the NQ, and it has been for some time. The lack of retrace. Well, the lack of retrace happened because we were in negative gamma down there when we turned. So we knew it was going to be a lack of retrace, but yeah. If you want to come trade my book for me, you can go for it. But like, I don't feel like I traded badly today. All right, we called all of these. This was the only one I got. It is what it is. We made 100 points from it. Semis still look like they're building for a 140 break here. And we have to see like what happens. What's going to happen if they really dunk the mag? Mag's back down to PDC now. What happens if they print semis higher and dump the mag? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with this washing machine. What will be a problem is if semis fail to break 140, or they break it and turn around and show weakness with the mag dragging lower. That will be the problem for the market for a trade lower. I will keep reminding you over and over and over again, where are we on the daily? What do we expect to happen in these levels on the daily? We traded to top side, we traded to bottom side, we're back to the middle. What does this look like? We traded to top side, we traded to bottom side, back to the middle. Bottom side, bottom side, failed breakout, top side. Market's told you what it does here. All right, this is a moment of pause. We expect this from the market. This is ridiculous. All right, if you don't think that was ridiculous, I don't know what to tell you. That move, all right, remember on average, we try and look for 11% moves a year. Okay, a year. We try and look from 11% moves a year on average. This did almost 11% in 4 days. In 4 days. Okay, we have to take a breather. All right, we're going to have to take a breather. Alex, can we only see when the big buyers come in? We can't see where they get out. Well, I mean, it depends how they get out, but you can. All you're really looking at is big limit orders on Bookmap, and if you're using Footprint or if just Delta, then you're looking at big market orders. You don't necessarily know where they're in and out. Sometimes you can start working out if they're unloading. Looks like he left us a huge move up. Yes. What, this huge move? Yes. Are you talking about on the daily? This move? I know. I'm very aware about this move. This is I've talked about this move many times, right? This is unprecedented, right? It's a 33% move in 2 months. That's 3 years worth of price action in 2 months. I'm very aware of that. But there's quite a big difference between 2 months and 4 fucking days, right? That's 4 days. We've called this whole thing. If you're new to the channel, we called this whole thing, all right? We called this move down to here when everyone said it's not possible. I've been talking about this for ages, all right? We are now back to here. We are about to make a decision into Q4 whether we're going to search for new highs or we're going to come and retest this level. And a lot of it is going to depend on the inflation and the rate hike, which I'm sure is coming in September, regardless of what they're saying. And that is going to make a difference, because if the cap X spend is high and the hike, let's say, is 0.50, and these guys are negative cash flow, it's going to really hurt their balance books. All right. So that's really what you're seeing, and you're starting to see that take place in the market. This is called a relief rally. All right. This was a big elastic band. This is a big drop down. It's a big push up. All right. Huge elastic band. Ping pong. Okay. Now we consolidate for a bit. All right. This is very normal. What's happened? What's less normal is the size of these moves. All right. If you look back historically the size of this. Remember, this is off the tariff. Even off the tariff, which is much bigger than what we just had with Leopold and everything else, right? Even off the tariff, we only beat it by like what 5%, and that's a global event. And that's a huge global event. That's not earnings and a hedge fund getting liquidated. It's very different. We didn't consolidate at the low. Yeah, it's a V-shaped bottom. What did happen at the low, though? Look at the volume. What did we have there? 200-day, RBS, LVN, reaction off it. Right? Big volume at the low. Exhaustion at the low. Exaggerating moves, the new normal. I mean, they are. I mean, they are, aren't they? In the Trump market, they certainly are. What's that reason at ATR so high? I think options have a lot to do with it. The amount of 0 DTEs traded. So I'd say that. I'd say the strength of the semiconductors. I'd say the amount of leverage in the market. I've talked about it many times. I'd feel like it doesn't sink in. There are more ETFs in this market than there are single stocks now. Most of the volume traded on those ETFs is in leveraged ETFs, triple weighted ETFs, SOXL, XOSS, TQQQs, SQQQs, the list goes on. You have leverage offside, you have bigger volatility, bigger moves. Gamma and options video coming soon. It's already out, mate. It came out last week. It's out. I did it for you. For entry, I always consider pullback. I don't always consider pullback. Sometimes I'll be considering a breakout, but like it's very hard when the market moves this aggressively at the open. Remember, we're still in the open. All right, so I would have just liked some form of shakeout down here would have been nice. Now, on the tick chart, did we get it? I'm going to say we probably did. Like if we come to Bookmap, we come to the start of the day. All right, here's the shake and bake move. All right, so huge seller came in here. This is the first one I'm watching. 386 lot. Make sure you guys can see this. 386 lot here, sold at 300, right? Aggressive selling, pops sold, pops sold. Look at the deltas just flying in. Now, there is a seller at the low. It's not the best auction at the low, if I'm very, very honest with you. But what happens afterwards is the CVD starts flipping. We start moving upside, and then you can see sellers are starting to sell lows and not getting their way, whereas before they were okay. Now, the big pivot is really this guy here at 300. All right, once we break through him, it's basically night time because you got to think all his liquidity is now offside. Everyone's below's offside. Once we broke through him, all right, I would have loved to be a buyer down here. Maybe I could have attempted. I mean, we're talking about seconds, moving in seconds here, but this here was that there was the area to buy. All right, so that was at 934.22. That was it. That was the area you needed to buy. That's the first pivot and the sign of strength. And then you're buying 75s and you're probably risking down here underneath 62s. It's not that much risk. What happened when we broke this guy at 300 is in the space of, let's look at this, 34.39, 34.52. So like in 10 seconds, all right, we moved from 300 straight up to 50, and then it's just non-stop. Bid. All right, it's just a straight squeezer until we hit these highs up here. All right, now here, what am I looking for here? I'm just looking for a retest of this. I just wanted it that little bit lower, right in here. That's all I was looking for, just to drift in here because I wanted to make sure these sellers and these sellers became buyers. Didn't quite come in, and as I would have talked about at the time, we had guys down here at 50s. I remember saying it, like all these guys were waiting to get filled. I was just looking for them to get filled and then see this reaction. Came short, didn't fill me, went. Okay, second trade missed. All right, and we see it time and time and time again. All right, steeper and steeper and steeper, acceleration out. And the first time we get a trade is at what time? 10:51. Right, which is this, and this is the first time. Right, if we think about this, these guys here, right, where sellers are trapped at the low, where we have structure. Can I do a? Can I just do a normal line? It's the first time. Oh, where were they? You stole them? You motherfucker. It's all right. There's been looking for some sunglasses for a week. Couldn't find them anywhere. My wife had put them in her glasses case. Anyway, this is the first time where we see exaggerated selling at lows. All right. 246. All right. 222, 146. Remember down here I said I'm interested in the 540s. Why? Because of what happened here before. All right, we absorbed down here and moved away. Then we're coming back to test it. All right, we expect buyers to keep these sellers trapped, which is what we see, and then we see the acceleration out. We're coming back into that same level. All right, and that's basically going to become your under over now for the day, because if we lose this level, we can come right back down to where we started the day, that 300 level and 400. And you can see 400 is on the bid right now, 817 lot down there. All right, hopefully that makes sense. Those are hers now. They won't be very good for her because they're prescription glasses, so she can have them if she wants. She won't get very far. Yeah, she will not get very far with them. All right, does that make sense to everyone watching? Hopefully that's made sense to you. Okay, so rejection of point of control here, still trading down to this LVN and VWAP here for those guys who are in the Tyson trade. You're coming into your target here. And you want to be careful, like I said, that shelf I just showed you on Bookmap, it's this, isn't it? All right, it's this high volume node. And remember, we wanted to protect above the high volume node. This was the old point of control. We wanted to protect above the high volume node. This is a big seller. You can see it even on here. Accelerate away. We're coming back to that. If we lose this for the day, it's problematic for the market, all right? Because this is also value for the day. Remember, P shape, coming back down to the lower value. You'd expect them to try and hold it. We'll see. Right, folks, we are short on the likes. We need to get these likes up. 1,200 likes, please. Let's get the likes up. Pretty please. Yes, let's get the likes up. Hey, Alex, any advice how to practice patience when got payout feeling lost? I don't understand the question, mate. That's not me being horrible. How to practice patience when got payout feeling lost? I don't know what you mean. Let me know what you meant by that, and I'll try and answer. Alex, what would the initial entry have been? The purple box. It wouldn't have been. I mean, if you're just playing the remember, this is the expected move of the low of day. So if you're just playing that, yes. But what the best entry is once these sellers down here got trapped. So underneath there, and I guess the 300. The 300 break was it. All right, because we knew, like I just showed you on Bookmap, we knew there was 300 lot delta. I kept saying, if you rewind this, go and watch the beginning today, you will hear me keep saying there's very aggressive selling here. They're gonna get stuck. The problem for me was once we broke away. Now, hindsight, maybe I should have just bought flow zones all the way up. Maybe I need to pay a bit more attention to the algo right now who's just buying flow zones all the time. We had the same on that trend day up. But, you know, we opened up neg gamma, and once we flipped 300, this was always going to happen. And my target was always the same today. Like this was always planned today. There's nothing in here that I haven't planned. Look, trade down towards this purple box. Look for this. Look, that's what I'm looking for. This shift here. Yeah, this shift here around 300 for a higher low hold and then drive up to the gray box. Right. And if we push over the gray box and fail, the trade back down. Unfortunately, we didn't push over the grey box and fail. We pushed into it and failed, and that's the trade back down in. Okay, so we're having both sides of the trade start to show out now without really, unfortunately, taking the key liquidity out. Why do I use anchored volume profile versus session volume profile? Because I want it pinned to the right and I want to anchor it versus the 9:30 open. That's why. Does discipline coming from being hurt so much? Yeah, I would say that's probably a good part of it. Like, how many times do you have to, like, put your hand on the stove until you realize, like, if I put my hand on the stove, I'm going to get burnt? That's probably a decent part of it. It's also just knowing, like, you don't get rewarded for chasing. Like, you do not get rewarded for chasing. Like, I would have done today. I would have been rewarded, but like, I wanted here, I got here. Okay, great. Like, it's not like we didn't get it. We got it, or I got it in the end. Right now, I'm going to wait for it to see what we do. Like, are we going to do a fail break in a range for the day? Are we going to build out this? Do we break below and stay heavy? I doubt it. I would imagine that there is a sweep here and a hold and a trade back inside again. I'd imagine that's what they're going to do for the day, unless the mags start breaking PDC here and semis start rolling over, which is not completely impossible. Take this off because it's not going to help on here. All right, here's PDC, New York Open. All right, if we see weakness here, then we will travel down towards the 68 on the mags. All right. Now, to get real weakness in the market, we're going to need Confluence with this. We're not seeing that. All right, we're not seeing this down here. Remember, this is low of day on mags, PDC. All right, we're failing to take out 140 cool wall, but we're still holding in here. All right, for the day, if we built a volume profile on the day, it would look like NQs, won't it? It'd be a big P shape right now. That's why you have to understand what's moving the market, because if you're like, oh, well, ES is moving lower, so I'm going to short NQ. Well, you're fucked, aren't you? Because you don't really understand what's going on, because you've listened to an absolute bonkers man who talks nonsense. Right? We have relative strength in NQ. It does not mean you want to short it if it's got relative strength. All right, how are we doing on the likies? No likey, no lighty. Is that what it is? No lighty, no likey. I can't remember what it is. It's for all you fellow Brits out there will know what I'm on about. No lighty, no likey. There you go. Thank you, mate. Yeah, Paddy McGuinness. All right, so edge of this range, LVN holding for now. They might come and retest towards here. I'll be interested in the market if we do a fail breakdown. All right, if we this afternoon, what I'd be interested in, if we do something like this, that'd be a nice range trade. I'd consider that. If we stay heavy under here, that's possible. Can't rule it out. I think less likely unless, you know, we get a sentiment shift with everything together like I've talked about. But for now, we've had the low-hanging fruits. There's 20 minutes left. I'm happy to answer questions here. I'm not really too much looking to actively trade. We need to get the likes up to 1,200. You're just around 200 short, and then we can do an Apex giveaway. Can I look at DRAM for you? Yeah. All right, your biggest call wall today is up at 55s. You're in neutral zone. Put walls way down at 47s. You're into structure here. All right, so you'd expect DRAM to pull back. Right, your midpoint of range. Think about this. Big move up. Higher, higher low. Equal high, failure. Holding this into midpoint here. All right, you'd expect to pull back into here. If they accelerate and they hold this, then they're going to look for highs. This looks ripe to be taken. It looks ripe to be taken, but we'd expect some form of pullback, reset, and then go. But, you know, it depends how much juice these have got. But I would expect, like I said, I would expect some liquidity to be built out in this market at the moment. There we go, back. Thank you. Do I show my long calls in Discord only? What do you mean, mate? We were talking about it this morning before we even entered. I've talked about every trade before I entered it. I don't know what you mean. How do I define targets? Key S&R levels, right? Key support and resistance levels, key levels where liquidity will be hanging, and ideally high time frame levels. If there was a subscription you recommend, Bookmap TradingView to Nuki based on trading your strategy, what would it be? It's not about trading my strategy, man. It's about how you interpret data, right? You can get, then they're all different. Tanuki is for options. You know, Tanuki's not going to show you anything to do with delta and trap players, but it is going to show you expected moves on options and potential call walls and put walls, which are becoming ever and more important as more and more people are trading options now. Bookmap is Bookmap. It's going to show you the level 2. It's going to show you the order flow. It's going to show you passive players. It's going to show you aggressive players. It's going to show you the tape and a load of other things that I don't use because I like my Bookmap as clean as possible. TradingView is for charting. That's it. Very, very different things. Alex Boss, Lucid question. I take the 5th payout soon on 1 semi-funded. Do I wait and get 4 semi-fundeds before I take the 5th payout, or do I just take the 5th payout? Do I wait and get 4 semi-funded? Oh, you mean for spending the money? Oh, very personal. If you're trading consistently, which it sounds like you are, and you're at 5th payout, why not just get the other ones now and start working on them? Alex, what do you think about them not tagging or undercutting the 2025 high on the 200-day SMA? It was a move I've been waiting for months, and then they just didn't quite do it. I know, Charlie. Did I get too laser focused? I don't know, mate. I felt the same. I much felt the same like you. I mean, there's no guarantee. Everyone's saying like the bottom's in. There's no guarantee anything's in yet. We have had tops form this way before. All right, if we go to the daily, right, we've had tops form this way before, where we do deep pullbacks, push back in, and then fail to break out in bear markets. So here, for example, right, where everyone was watching this, right, and we did this move, we didn't tag it, we moved back in, we went into consolidation, everyone thought new highs were coming, and then we went into months and months of lower prices until we did tag it. All right, tops can take a while to form. I'm not suggesting that the top is in and that we have to move lower. I'm just saying Everyone gets so fucking bullish, all right, because the market, let's face it, has done this, right? They get so bullish that the market's done this. Well, you know, this is still possible, all right? Anything's possible, so is this. But I hear what you're saying. I felt the same way. Again, here's another good example of it. Tops form, we trade lower, we come back inside, we do a dance for a bit, we trade lower and lower. We come back inside, we do a dance for it, we trade lower and lower. All right, it doesn't always happen in a day or two. I'm not, I'm going to be honest, I am not convinced that the bottom's in. I'm not convinced that the bottom's in. I'm open to it being in because I want to stay flexible in the trade. I'm open to it being in, but I'm unconvinced. I will have, once we decide what we do from this, I will have more conviction. If we start losing this, I'm going to be more convinced that this isn't in. If we hold this and base above, then it's going to look like the bottom's in. But very few, who's winning in this? Right, it's basically Citadel, right? That's who's winning in that. They took all Leopold's money and printed it back upside. We're still in a highly volatile market. We're still in a midterm year, all right? Traditionally, August and September might be sideways to a little bit weaker. We'll see. We'll see. Traditionally, July does not end strong, but like if we go to a weekly, let's go to monthly, sorry. All right. Are we really doing anything yet? If that's the top, and that's the swing low, all right, this can still be a pullback to move higher, but we've got a whole month's worth of trading here, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was a whole fucking month of this. All right, and what I'd be paying very close attention to is what happens over here. Because if this is a failed break, it's problematic. Big if, buts, and maybes. The other things I'll be looking at, let's just go to ES for a second. Let's go to a weekly chart. All right, if you're a believer in the channel, well, we've never broken above that channel since the low in 2022. Okay? So maybe we're running out of room. If you're going to do the bigger one. Right? They cross well. All right, so we know we struggle. Historically, we struggle to move above these. Time will tell. I'm not Nostradamus, but I am in agreement with you that we got close but didn't get there. Normally, when we come down to the 200-day, we actually break it. All right, when we put lows in, normally, all right, we tap, we go, and we break, and we recover. Normally. We tap, we go, we break, and we recover. We've not seen that. Right? We tap, we go, we break, we recover. I mean, history rhymes, it's not the same, right? So we'll see. We'll see. Let's move you back into this. All right, nice bounce off this grey zone again, this low volume node. Shame they didn't undercut any of this. Back to point of control. This is what we were just talking about. I would expect it to try and hold. I would prefer an undercut and then back to point of control. But we just held low volume node. Same level as earlier. This is where we bid out of earlier. They just bid out of it again. Right, exactly the same level. Because we know this is where significant sellers are caught. They're caught down here. Right, we went over it on Bookmap, didn't we? Try and get through some more questions here. What's my opinion on funding futures family? I think there's better prop firms out there. If I take the course, does it include technical analysis or how to predict the move? We don't predict moves. We do pathings for possibilities. But yes, it goes through everything. The course is long, though. I'll warn you now. It's a 20-hour course. And if you do the order flow course, that's another 7+ hours. It's not a flimsy course. Alex, did you see the guy who's long with 7 mini since July 29th? He's holding until all-time highs. It's up 350k. Jesus. Nice. I'm good at scalping 20 to 30 points each trade with 2 to 4 Michaels. Should I stick with it or go for big moves? Max, that, my friend, comes down to your trade setup and personality type. If you are finding consistency and profitability scalping 20 to 30 points, by all means go for it. It's not how I like to trade, but that doesn't mean you need to trade how I trade. You need to find all you need to do is find something that works for you, right? If that's what's working for you, by all means stick to it. If you want to like start learning other stuff, how to hold for bigger moves, in time you can do that. But if you getting around a golf course like we talk about with an 8 iron means you scalping 2 to 4 micros for 20 to 30 points, then that's what you should do, my friend. And in time you can learn other skills. Alex, do I swing trade? Do I have advice on it? I mean, yes, I swing trade, and yes, my advice would be learn to swing trade. It's far less stress than this stuff. What are my 2 favorite prop firms? I don't know if I've got 2 favorites. Take Profit Trader, probably for daily payouts. They're all different. Apex for scaling, multiple accounts. My Funded Futures new account is incredible. That's probably the best account out there right now. What was it called? The Rapid End of Day. That's probably the best account in the market, and you can already tell that Tradeify about to come with the same stuff. Lucid, also very good account, flex account at Lucid. Tradeify are going to launch the same as My Funded Futures. Brett kind of alluded to that yesterday. Yeah, but the daily payout on My Funded Futures with the rapid end of day, that's the difference. It's like Take Profit Trader, but with an end of day. Very, very good. Code FZT there. It's for a limited time only. It's not permanent because they know they're probably going to lose money from it long term. Alex, I'm trying to pass my eval to afford your course. I'm struggling. So if I give you... I'm not reading the rest of that. Jesus, man. Oh, God. I do find it interesting. Like, this is not directed at you. I do find it interesting that traders will struggle to trade and spend money on evaluations, but not spend money on education. My feeling is that's the wrong way around. And you don't need to learn with me. But my feeling is like you want to learn something first before you spend money putting money in the market. Like, why go and buy a Ferrari if you haven't done your driving license yet and you can't drive? I find it really weird. People spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on evals, but won't learn. It's, for me, that feels bizarre. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm old school like that. I don't know. All right, coming down to this value area low for the session, edge of this grey box. This is going to become important now of whether they hold this or not. If they don't hold this, then you can imagine this market starting to drift back down from the start point of the squeeze. But I would imagine we'll see a little undercut and an attempt to trade higher. 5 minutes left to lunch, so we'll see what happens. Sellers at these lows again here. MAG is breaking down. New lows on the day here on the MAG. And semis are still holding their shelf. So it really depends if Mags wants to come to 68 or it's going to do the undercut. There are lows caught, sellers caught these lows. And look at that instant response from down there so far. Right, last few questions here. We need to get these likes up, folks. All right, we're trying to get to 1,200 likes to give you guys a free Apex account. Is there any prop firm that will let you swing trade? Yes. Trade the Pool will let you swing trade. There might be some others, but that's the main one that I know that will let you swing trade. Trade the Pool. Is there any prop without consistency? Yes. The new end of day. A lot of them. Most flex accounts, when funded, do not have consistency. Okay, so most of those. Take Profit Trader doesn't. Lucid Flex doesn't. My funded futures flex doesn't. My funded futures end of day doesn't. Funded next doesn't. Their flex account doesn't. Tradeify flex doesn't. Most flex accounts don't have it. Alex, is volume profile correct in TradingView? It is correct. It sometimes lags a little bit to update, but it is correct. Crude ripped past 77. Is it on the move? Look, up 3% again. Well, they're calling his bluff, mate. I mean, are you surprised? How many times have we talked about this? Like, I don't understand. Let's see what it's saying here in the news. I haven't read the news this morning. Iran-Oman framework would route ships entering the Strait of Hormuz through the northern corridor near Iran, exiting through the southern corridor near Oman. Iran draft bill to propose penalties of 20% of cargo value for violations. Passage prohibited under deal. There you go. Basically, where's this deal? Where's this deal? I thought it was one day away on Sunday. I thought it was going to be signed that night on Sunday. I thought it was coming Monday. I thought it was really close Tuesday. I thought it was coming Wednesday. All right, I've been hearing this since March. All right, it's all fucking bullshit. All right, read through it. It's bullshit. It's just to create liquidity in the market for the market to move. It's all nonsense. And it's also, they have to say it because it's midterm year, because otherwise Republicans are in deep you-know-what. If the Democratic Party had any good candidates, they'd be putting pressure on, but they are a useless bunch of morons as well, unfortunately. So I mean, you're just stuck with nonsense right now. It is what it is. It is what it is. This is a political war right now more than anything else. Take it for what it is. The Tyson trade's the GOAT. Yeah, I mean, we love the Tyson trade, don't we? That's just paid you, isn't it? IB to VWAP. This one here. IB to VWAP. There we go. I'd be watching this to see if they undercut and then come back inside this afternoon, or if they stay heavy. Right, last few questions here. Pastor Vanquish options eval in 1 day on QQQ options, just listening to you. Thank you. Hey, nice work, man. Nice work. Yeah, I've read about those. I was thinking about checking those out. Nice work. What's the deal with those? Do you have to take three trades, right? Is it 3 trades or something? But you can take 3 separate trades in 1 day? Alex, I purchased Tanuki 4 days ago, but I don't know how to get the web app. James, you should just log in. So if you could go to tanuki.com and log in, it will give you a login, and then the web app will look like this. Or reach out to Greg in their Discord. There's a channel in Discord that will tell you what to do. It will look like this. All right. But if you join their Discord, I'm sure there's an instruction channel, and I'm sure Greg will sort you out. You don't get why people don't like consistency rules. I don't love consistency rules because I think, let's say you get a day where the market moves 1,000 points and you're positioned well for that, right? You want to be extracting the maximum amount of money out of that. And if you do that with ones with tight consistency, you're going to really struggle, right? A day's like, I can't remember what day it was this week where we went 1,000 points straight up. Let's say you caught all of that. The rest of the week's a bit of a dud. If we don't hold VWAP, might be the short. I would say I'd be watching here, right, to see if they stuff this, right? If they don't stuff it, then I expect a turnaround. It really depends what they're going to do with it and how this news is starting to move. And you're also into lunch now. You're into lunch. So what have we got setting up here? Semis are coming back down towards VWAP. Let me check the order flow down here. We're coming back down to that opening range. Mags is at pre-market low and starting to catch a bid, or trying to catch a bid. So I'd watch for the undercut and the trade back inside if they're going to do that. All right, so this is like potentially setting up now if they start to hold value area low or not. That's what's going to matter here. Do they undercut to trade back inside or not? It looks like it. It looks like they're trying to do that. And you had some selling down there, not significant. There you go. There's the undercut and the trade back inside. And if they hold here, then potentially relief. I don't know. But I mean, I won't be trading this because we're in lunch. But this is what we've just talked about for, I don't know, the last 30 or 40 minutes. I mean, how many times did I tell you, look for them to trap down here, right? And this is all about whether they hold this now. If they hold this, they see this move. If they reject this, then it's a stop out for very, very cheap money, and you trade lower. At the moment, this LVN's holding. We've just undercut all of this. We've undercut this, and we can now try and go back upside on relief into lunch. And it's a cheap trade because you can have your stock for like, I don't know, 5 or 10 points, right? It's a cheap trade. All right, last few questions. Your thought on Lucid only lets you take 50% out of your profits. Yeah, well, it's basically like restricting the amount you can take per trade, per payout cycle. It's fairly common, mate. Do I think we flushed a lower day? Probably not. Probably not. I would think we probably trade back inside. That's why I keep saying I think we'll probably trade back inside, but you can't rule it out because we're thin. But if we hold this, right, after wicking it and hold this, I would imagine we just do this and build this out for the day. To trade lower, we're going to need semis to let go of VWAP, which they're trying to come into at the moment. I wouldn't rule it out, but it really depends how we react down here at the moment on this undercut. Right, this really matters. I would imagine that they will not want to move too much lower, but I'd be watching Soxal into this. Where are you? Right, into this. Do they undercut Soxal and find the bid here? Right, or are they going to come down into this? But remember, you're into lunch. Your liquidity is starting to thin out now. Like I said, I won't be interested in this trade over lunch. Can we clean this up, please? Thank you very much. All right. Sorry, guys. Trying to get through these questions quick as I can. I'm trapped at 29,643 when it come back there. You're trapped long. I don't know, mate. Maybe you get lucky, but why haven't you cut it? You're 150 points down. All right, here comes the undercut and the attempt of relief to come back inside. So if you did get long down here, or you're starting to get long down here, you want it to start accelerating up here. The problem you're going to have, main problem you're going to have, is it's lunch. You are suddenly seeing some very big orders come on the tape here. There's basically that 800 lot we had at 350s has just moved up. So he's split into a 457 lot at 450 and 461 lot at 462s. All right, so 50 to 62s is full of liquidity right now, trying to act as protection. And they might advertise price a little bit too much by doing that. We'll see. We will see if market does want to fill these guys. But I would be looking for this move here or this move here for the afternoon session. That's what I'd be focused on. Dean, I've been using the hell out of code FZT for Lucid and FZT&x. I've got payouts coming. Appreciate what you do. Nice one, man. Nice one with the payouts. Congrats. How do I deal with frustration? I see you practice breathing techniques. Yeah, I mean, I went and did a breathwork course so I can teach it, but I did it basically for my own good. You'll see me on stream, like when I get tilted, my hands, this is what I do, right? When I feel this going and this going, my hands come off and you'll see me sit back here. And I'll just be like telling myself in my head, it's okay. There's another setup coming. It's one trade. There's a whole career ahead of you. Don't be worried about it. Calm yourself down. It's going to come in. Focus on the next trade. I had to do that through all of this today. Right, through all of this, there's the frustrating started to build and build and build, and then I had the correct mindset to take that. Okay, great. If I went on tilt here and I started trading all sorts of nonsense, I wouldn't have been able to take that. All right, so I had to really calm myself and let that come in. How do you find expected value? You can, if you want to calculate it yourself, go and watch the video on Gamma. I explain how to calculate it. It's based on the strike prices on options. Fortunately, we have it built into Tanuki, so I don't have to do the maths on it every day. Is 400 still valid? No, look, you're undercutting. You're doing, I don't know what, we're doing it, guys. Look, there's the undercut. Right, there's value area low. There's your cheap trade. I kept saying to you guys, if anything, you should be focused long here. All right, because we're in value. Right, we're in P. All right, this is discount for the session. All right, we're not seeing break below and stay heavy. We're seeing them trying to hold this, and it's like it's a trade here where you're long and you'll stop the moment we start moving away. Your stops break even or protecting these lows. That's it. It's a cheap trade because you're trading value back inside, because this market's told you we're in a rotation. It's shown you, look, this is showing you we're in a rotational market. We're not in a trending market. So we want to play the edges. If we lose the edges, we can play downside, but we want to play the edges. I've told you many, many times, even when we're here, I told you what I'd be focused on. I would not be focused on downside pressure right now, especially with what you're starting to see happening in the MAG and the semis. All right, they are starting to bottom out. Right, they're starting to bottom out and see reactions. I've tried my best to give you freebies today. I really have tried. I really have tried. I do wonder what some of you guys listen to. Why do I avoid lunchtime? Because it's thin liquidity. Reading the book's much harder. It slows right down. Occasionally we get big moves, but most of the time it slows down. Yes, Gamma 77. You're kind of, it has a put wall 7,725. That's its big one today. 25s 725, which you're front running at the moment for seeing a reaction off. Here it goes. I have a 300 daily loss limit. Would you recommend trading 1 micro per trade, or is 2 okay with a 10-point stop loss? Okay, here's the thing, Juan. What's your 10-point stop loss based on? What's that based on? You can only use a 10-point stop loss when it's valid, right? So if you're long right now at 96s, even at 96s, you need to risk 77s, right? If you're long down here, right? The market doesn't care about your fixed stop loss. You have to stop thinking about these fixed stop losses. It does not care about it. It cares about swing points and liquidity. The only thing I'd say right now is these guys on the book, these 500 lots at 62 and 50 are trying to attract price down at the moment. And you just wonder if they need to come and fill them. And I wonder what happens if they pull them. Alex, plan on your course and would like to know more about the bonus offers what they all are, and can I still get them later after the course? You can't get them after the course at the bonus offer prices. They're different indicators. So this is the Flow Zone Pro, right? You don't have this in the course. You have a version of it, but if you want all the like opening range levels, previous week levels, previous day levels, color coding system, which I don't have on here, you would need to purchase it. If you want it for NinjaTrader, you'd need to purchase it. If you want the order flow course and you want $100 off, you'd have to purchase it at exit. You can purchase it later, you just don't get the relief of the money. Same with the Spectra. Spectra is this that you see me use, right? So the order flow that I use over in NinjaTrader, all right, to see the track participants. It all depends what you require and what you need. What provider do you use to split mini and micros? Oh, you mean on the screen? Affordable indicators. If you use affordable indicators, you will be able to chart on minis and execute on micros on the same chart. Yeah. If you trade with Tradeify prop, you'll be able to cycle through. So you could actually put a mini on Tradeify prop and say you're one mini long and sell micros into it. You can also do that. There are live streams showing the gamma levels. Yeah, well, what do you think these are, mate? These are the gamma levels. What's the difference between blue and grey anchored volume profile on the right? Go and watch my video on understanding volume profile. That's a very basic question. Not being an asshole, but I'm not going to. That means you don't understand volume profile. So go and watch my free video on it. There's a whole free video on it on YouTube. All right, how are we doing on the likes? Are we there yet? Not quite. 100 more likes, folks. It's the thumbs up button, not the heart button. You need to go and click. Feels like downside. Feels like it's still holding on to me. Semis are still trying to come into VWAP. It's dripping, but semis are waiting for that VWAP bounce at the moment. Again, I personally won't be trading this because we're on low volume. If they lose this shelf, maybe yes, maybe downside drift. But I think this is all about this move over here. I'd be very, very careful with this guy here right now. Right, we've talked about it a few times. Right, they're waiting to undercut. That's what they're waiting for. They're waiting to undercut and make the decision after the undercut. They haven't undercut it yet. What do I think about SNDK? Failure on earnings, holding pivot, range to be built out, decision to be made. It's very much like the rest of the market. Do we see this and a retest of lower? I mean, their earnings were pretty good, but a lot of this can still come back down to earth. I don't know, mate. I'm really undecided what they want to do with a lot of this stuff at the moment. I feel like it was a dead cat bounce on a lot of stuff, and we've resumed selling since, and we'll see. Like we hit the weekly expected move, and we actually hit on NQ the monthly expected move. We already hit. Same on ES. We hit it yesterday. We're 5 days into the month, and we hit the monthly expected move. I mean, it's bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers, and we did it with repressed volatility as well. No sound. Yes, there is. You're lying. Don't know what you're talking about saying I'm muted. I'm not muted. Okay. Are we there yet? I'm only waiting to see if we can do the giveaway here. You're still not there. All right. We'll probably roll this over for tomorrow, folks. I'll give you 30 seconds to hit the thumbs like button and get it to 1,200. Otherwise, we'll roll the Apex giveaway over. Look at these orders pulled as you got down into them on Bookmap, by the way. You see these big guys? The two 450 lots. They just pulled as we came down into them. All right. Semis have now undercut and tagged VWAP and finding the bids. They are finding the bid here after doing that move. So we will see. Hopefully we can just pin it down here because I really don't want to trade over lunch and see if we can come back later. You're all saying no sound, but I can see it. Yeah. Yeah, I know you can hear me fine. You guys who are talking nonsense must think I'm an idiot. I can literally see the output. All right, 10 seconds left. If we don't get up there, we got it. Well done, folks. We got it. All right, let's do this giveaway. I think you're starting to see that relief. I will just remind you what we just talked about on semis. I will remind you why we watch over here. Did we just undercut? Yes. Did we come to VWAP? Yes. Did we just see this relief? This is now your over-under on semis. That's your undercut. If they hold this, this is compression. They can get relief. Big if, but that might be the cue for the market to do that move. We'll see. Anyway, hopefully it doesn't do it over lunch. Hopefully it does it after lunch. Right, let's sort out these giveaways. Right, you know the score. Most of you have already started doing it. Just type FZT in chat once. All right, anyone who's saying mic is off, I'm just removing you because you're talking nonsense. So you are just trolling, and because you're trolling, you're getting removed because I'm just sick of like dealing with absolute idiots in here. When I've been here for over 3 hours giving you setups and education and you want to come in here and be a moron, then you're just going to get removed. All right, let's pull this winner. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shalon 9742. Are you here, Shalon? Fuck off with the mic is off stuff. The mic is not off. Right? I can see it's on. I can see the output. Please fuck off. Get out the chat. So sick of you trolls in here. Get out. Fuck me. Exhausting today. Right, nice work, Shalon. I'm making a note of you. Please send me an email, info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged into YouTube. And I'll sort you out with a free Apex account. Congrats. You're welcome, no worries. Okay, I'm out of here, folks. The trolls have shown up. You're all bored over lunch, so you're like, let's start causing chaos. What I would say, ES is finding a bid on its put wall. SPY is not quite there, but that put wall P1 on ES was 725. We talked about it maybe 5-10 minutes ago. It's found a bid there. Semis are still floating around VWAP. There was a response there, but they're not actually turning around. What you are seeing turn around though is the mags. All right, so semis are still hanging around, mags starting to find a bid. IGV still weak on this session. They're starting to rotate this. I will not be watching this over lunch, but I will pay attention in the afternoon session to see where we open up. There is definite delta divergence down here. There's definite attempt for buyers trying to absorb down here. It looks promising. I just hope that they don't do it over lunch, because I'm going to take a walk and get off the screens. Congrats everyone who took those trades this morning. Really, really nice. Those are your main winners today. Into grey box. And this all we got was grey box, unfortunately. Didn't quite get the runners to go, but there we go. And I'll be back tomorrow. Peace and love. Use hard stops. Please stop trolling. All right, I'm here out of goodwill. Please don't troll. It gets so boring, honestly. Take care.